Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking an early look at not one, not two, or three, but four new placeable buildings from IKAS FanModding. These include the Barndominium, which has a lot going on for it. We've also got some color options for this as well. So pricing starts at $125,000. We can change up a color. We're just going to choose red here so you can get an idea of what to expect. And then it kind of goes back and forth between some stuff. Now, wall number 4 and wall number 1 are the same color, but the siding is different. So there you go. Otherwise, it just kind of swaps the red and the white back and forth. That's pretty cool. And the other 3 mods are actually a pack, the American Building Pack. I've seen it as Building Pack or Building Pack Part 1. Not quite sure which one it is officially, but guess we'll have to wait and see. The first one is this one. There's $35,000 for you. We do have some colors. They're going to change up the roof and some of the siding. Kind of extend that out a little bit. A much, much larger version of said building for $75,000. And colors are exactly the same. And then one of the coolest buildings I have ever seen. It's got doors on like 3 of the 4 sides. Well, 2 of the 4 sides. There's doors everywhere. This thing is insanely large inside. And just like the others, we can change up the colors of this one as well. So we'll just start with the Barndominium and work our way around. So the Barndominium by itself is pretty big. We've got 1 bedroom on the bottom floor, 2 on the top floor. One of them kind of is an office, if you want to look at it like that. We've got a 2 to 4 car garage, depending on what you're putting in there. We have a bottom floor master with all the stuff. And then we have a couple bedrooms, as we mentioned, upstairs and a bathroom. As we come in, we'll go ahead and shut the door. We've got our light switch right here. There you go. But I like to keep the lights off. I don't know. I think it just looks a little bit better. Living room, very cool. I love how they've got kind of the speaker setups. We got an Xbox Series X over there. That's pretty cool too. And some controllers on the table there. This is definitely a cool part. We have a fire that you can turn on and off, makes noise, and we get a little bit of light from it. And we can turn that off, and it will go away. Also, there's a little bit of smoke in there, too. I'm just realizing that. It's very, very cool. In here, wonderful kitchen, looking very, very nice. And over to the left of it, you've got a pantry. Now, through these doors, we've got our hall tree there. Probably the biggest laundry room I've ever seen in Farming Simulator. And this door goes out to the garage, but we'll go out there last. I'll open it up for you just so you can see. There you go. We'll go out there in a minute. If we come back around this corner right here, this leads us over to powder room. Always nice to have one of those. And then through this door right here, we go to the master. In here we have a couple more doors. So we got sleep trigger on the bed itself. If we come over here, we've got our bathroom. Quite a few things in here. A little cramped, but nothing too wild and crazy. And over here, along the long wall, we've got our wardrobe trigger. So we have all of that within this bedroom. And of course, we've got lights for everything. Heading upstairs, there's no triggers upstairs, but it's just kind of nice to be up here. Of course, we have all of this right here. We have a bedroom over here, sharing the same TV details, but in a different size. The room right beside it is a big double bathroom, plenty of room in there, and I appreciate the accent wall. And then we've got a bedroom at the very end. This is one that I was like, could be an office as well. Go ahead and close that up. Plus, we have a nice sitting area upstairs too. It's a very, very cool house. It's also extremely bright with the lights turned on, which kind of turned that on, and it turns on all the living spaces. So living room and kitchen downstairs, and living room and hallway area upstairs. It's very bright, but IKAS is known for having very bright lights in their houses and buildings. So, you know what? It is what it is. Now, since we are home, let's go into the garage. Here we are. This is a very cool garage. Lights over here by the door. We'll go ahead and turn that on. In this room, we could take it. So, of course, we said we have 2 man doors. One at the back, one at the front. We have 2 humongo raising glass doors. I love the way these raise up. That is super awesome. They are solid doors each as well. They're not in different segments. So huge area. You could easily fit 4 cars in here if you wanted to, but depending on what you put in here, you may only be able to fit 2 things. One other cool thing is you can work on vehicles in here. So that is something neat. Through this door here, Look at this. Yeah, little play. I've got one, something exactly like that in my garage. It's probably going to do it because it looks awful. So the question mark. I've turned on all of the HUD elements because I wanted to show you this. And up at the top it says hide the walls of the building. Now this is for a good reason. Maybe you would want to see inside to decorate something. Now the collisions are still there. You're not going to be getting rid of the collisions. I've seen a few things where it removes the roof, but for something like this, I think it'd be a little bit more difficult. But this makes things nice. Let's say you wanted to put in a roof, or not a roof, put in some kind of lift. Well, you could easily do that. If we wanted to kind of put that in there like towards the back, sure, right there looks good. It's just that this allows you to remove those walls and see kind of what you're doing and what you're up to. Also may make for an interesting game of hide and seek if it gets that far. So we'll go ahead and turn that. I think this is definitely one of the coolest things you could do in here. You definitely got to put yourself a lift inside this. It's just asking for it. I mean, look at that. All the way up. Now you could drive something else in here. Now this isn't one. This is a 5-car garage. Put one more of these in right beside it. Boom. That is so cool. So that is the Barndominium. It's got manual lights on the inside and automatic lights on the outside, just like everything. Now, we're going to go over here to one of the bigger buildings that we've got. This one is the workshop with fuel tank. It is 130 feet by 100 feet. We have a fuel tank on the outside. This will hold, I think it's 15,000 liters. You will have to fill it up, so make sure you do that. And then, as mentioned at the beginning, we've got doors on 2 of the 4 sides. For some reason, I was thinking there was a door on the back, but there is not. But there is massive, massive doors here. So, for example, we can open that up, and we can open this up. So it's not one, it is 2 doors, but I love how they just, like, disappear up there. But the cool thing is, I mean, it's a double. So you just pull straight in. You're good to go. That's pretty cool. This, with all the doors open, really opens itself up. Check this out. And it's basically like the walls have disappeared. It's not even doors anymore. So that is pretty cool. That is one of my favorite party pieces. Again, automatic lights outside, manual lights inside. If we come in here into the office, there's nothing I don't think that we can interact with here, but we've got, we've got some visual stuff. It's pretty cool. It's nice. And then we can enter into the shop from here. Now, this question mark right here will add and remove the flag up there. As far as I can tell, it's only the USA flag. I haven't seen any other ones. Over here, we got a place where we can work on vehicles. That's cool. We got a light switch over here, which will turn on the lights on this side of the shed. And then over here, we've got a place where you can add or remove all the junk. That is pretty darn cool. And yes, it has collisions, so be aware of that. Otherwise, not a whole lot else going on. We do also have a switch here. Click, and it'll turn on the lights on this side, so lights on both sides, one, the other, whatever. Nice little cutout here so you can part some smaller stuff. Maybe you've got some smaller equipment or pallets, big bags, stuff like that. Or you can put the pallets on the rack. You've got one of those as well. Yeah, it's just a really, really cool space. A really cool space, especially for those of you that want to, one building on your farm. You want that one building, you know what I mean? Like that millennial farmer kind of thing where you got that one building. Yeah, this is that one building. But if you want to add more buildings that match it, we got those in the back too. I guess since we're here, we can go over the smaller one. This one is very, very standard. It is simply called Shed 120 by 60. And it's got a light switch on the inside. No windows. No light. Oh, no, we do have. Okay, we do have some skylights up there. But yeah, this is basically just a barn. That's it. It's a place to park all your stuff up. Pole barn? Would you call this a pole barn? I don't know. And that's it. That one's pretty straightforward. But this one's very cool. It's very big. So let's open up the door. I got to get close enough. There we go. Humongous door on the front of this one. And we have 3 more doors on the inside as well. We got our light switch on the right-hand side. That is the only light switch in here. So if you're running around looking for it, that is it. We have another door here. This is a sliding door off to the side here. So that's the only door like that, and I guess this building at least. And then we've got an area down here where we could drive straight through. It's lined up absolutely perfect from one side to the other. So if there's, you know, a time or place or an area where it just is beneficial for you to drive in one side and out the other side. I mean, my garage in real life is like that. So I'm spoiled rotten when it comes to that. I highly recommend, if you ever build a house, do this. The person that built my house back in the 60s did it, and it's super cool. But that, I think, is about it. Yeah, there's really not a lot else to it. They're just humongous buildings. All of these, even the smallest one, dwarfs many of the sheds that we already have in the game. This one's just cool. It's so cool. It's massive inside, so much open space, but it's just so cool. And the Barndominium, one of the neatest mods that we have gotten, one of the neatest house mods that we've gotten. Not only that, you know, as somebody who really enjoys like house tours and floor plans and stuff, the layout of this done extremely well. Plus, with it being a Barndominium, you still get access to that huge garage, which takes up almost half of the interior space, and it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's its own thing, but it's not. It's all under one roof. Man, IKAS, great job, dude. So there you go. That is your early look at the Barndominium and the American Building Pack, both from IKAS, aka IKAS FanModding, as they are called in Farm Sim News. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are as pumped about these buildings as I am. It is always cool to see something new, unique, very, very bespoke to IKAS and his style. Super cool to see that stuff being released. And not only that, but having some really interesting American buildings being released. We've seen a couple in the past, but it's really been kind of, I don't know, stagnant and stale for the most part over the course of the last 10 years or so in Farm Sim. And it's really cool to see IKAS really putting a change to that. Oh, it's so cool. There's so many neat stuff. Nonetheless, check out IKAS, link down below for the full specs and all of the information that you need to know about these buildings that I didn't share in the video. You can also see their current status there as well. I'll try to leave a link to IKAS ModHub link down there as well, so you can download all the mods that they've got on the ModHub right now. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you in the next one.